And boom, we are live. Hello and welcome everybody to the wide world of Warhammer. Jordan's already very impressed. It's like, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, damn, that was quality. I'm impressed.
Oh, look, we got the video intro already, and then look, despite my 5-year-old Windows Movie Maker skills, we got there. So we got the best of the West. The WA lads are in the house. With me to my right is Jordan Berresford. Is that how I pronounce it? Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, good man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. The one with all the funky BCP names, which before the show I was asking, hey, is this like a security issue or something like that? He said, nah, just people like fucking with me. So there we go.
Yeah.
He doesn't change it back though, so maybe he likes it.
So it's not his fault. I remember.
Oh, okay, a couple times, sure.
That's good. And I remember a big tangent. I think when you won the recent GT, someone was sharing your list on Tactical Tortoise, and it still had all the fucked up text for your name and stuff like that. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah. That's why you do it, right? Like why you put in the fake name. It's so you get your random shout out on random YouTube videos. That's what it's for. That's what it's all about.
It's all for the engagement. And someone who's definitely here for the engagement is the big Rigg himself, Locky Rigg. How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. It's great to have you guys here and good to talk things all WA essentially and what's happening. So I guess before we get around talking about what's happening in Western Australia and who you guys are, Jordan, for people who've never heard of you, do you mind introducing yourself and maybe where people may have seen or heard of your beautiful face or voice, maybe?
Voice, probably not, but my face also probably not. But I've been playing 40k competitively since the start of 8th, once they got rid of all of that 7th nonsense stuff. So that was basically where I started. Took local tournaments and stuff, and took an interest in that, and then worked my way on and on, up and up and up and up, up to our state premiere kind of events, which is the Masters and the team tournaments and stuff like that. I think I ended up winning one of those, and then worked my way up to playing for state level from somewhere around that point. Time's a little bit fuzzy, but and then kind of just kept going on and I'm up there. So ended up flying for tournaments and stuff like that after that. So been to Uprising in Adelaide and stuff. So yeah, that's you might have seen me around. Been over for ATC, I think now. I want to say three times.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a few people will recognize me. But been involved in the competitive scene for what is that, 5 years, 8th edition. So
yeah, sounds about right. Maybe middle of 8th edition or so. That's very good. Yep. Now you're in the good old days of 10th ed and a brand new event on Prior Nexus. So living it up, I'm sure. And, one of the new, as Rose says, yes. And you're one of the new players for Team Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct? One of the new players for Team Australia. Yes, is that correct, Jordan? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
East Coast to West Coast instant connection lag. It's all good.
I think it's just you, man.
My internet's already not good, so
That's all right. We'll work it out. And with me below me on screen, so Big Rigg himself, Locky. How you doing, buddy? And what's for people who've never heard your name or seen you before, I guess where maybe people have heard or seen you from?
Well, similar traps as Jordan, so obviously over here, so don't get over east too much. Started back in 8th edition as well, so been around the same time as Jordan. Been to a couple more ATCs. I think since first year I got involved, I've been to ATC ever since then. Gone to a couple of uprisings, VTC 1 year. I think that'd be it over traveling a race, and last year traveling to Atlanta for the Warhammer Championships of Warhammer, whatever they call it. I forgot the name.
WCW World Championships of Warhammer. That's about right.
World Championships of Warhammer. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So yeah.
CW. Yeah.
But yeah, no, just pretty much that's it. Yeah, it would, unless you've seen me on stream at one of the events. I don't think that's probably it. Yeah.
No, fair enough. And you're also one of the new players for Team Australia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the first year as a player. I did come in late in the piece as a coach, but didn't travel back in the year we won. So I was a little bit involved then, but not really. Just coming late in the piece the last couple of months. Really had a bit of quality, but otherwise nothing really too involved. But yeah, cool. We kind of got 3 players this year, so really stoked with that.
Yeah, it's amazing. So you got 3 players and 1 coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, absolutely correct. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's the biggest showing for WA, and it's great to have some more WA representation because, if I'm not mistaken, previously at Max, you probably had like 1 player and 1 coach with like Pete Littell, or did Michael Bask attend 1 year?
No, for I think since Australia started traveling,
maybe early days.
Yeah, like we had Bask on for a couple of years, I believe, and Tom White, if you've heard of him before, he's back. I think he came in a couple of times as well. Then Pete went 2 or 3 times, 4 times. I really don't know. Also, Jake McGrady, if you've heard of him.
Oh yeah, Jake.
He's travelled once or twice. I think whenever there was an Australian person on, there was pretty much always 2. I think that was always kind of the rationale is if you're going to have someone from over west, you might as well have 2 of them.
Yeah,
do you want like a practice partner or something with them?
Yeah, but so this is the first, like, obviously having a group of 4 of you guys as part of the biggest squad is the most WA's ever sent. If I'm correct.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So as well, so obviously not on stream is Callum Green and Adam. Is it Batista, like the wrestler?
Oh yeah. Don't worry, we get that.
They look the same as well, so same size.
Absolutely. Yeah. Look, it's been a little while since I've seen Adam, but I'm sure he's just got on the Popeye spinach and the natural gains, and he looks the exact same with the tattoo and everything. So I look forward to seeing him on stream at WTC and all shredded and jacked and living his best life. Oh, fantastic! So first off to yourself, Jordan. So first time being on the WTC squad. What made you want to be part of Team Australia and attend WTC? Maybe if Jordan's internet catches up. That's all right. We'll hand over to you, Locky, in the meantime while Jordan thinks about the question and ponders.
Jordan and I play games together,
so
this is what we have to regularly deal with. It's great.
Look, I was going to say, Jordan. So, what made you want to be part of Team Australia for WTC?
What made me want to?
Yeah, what made you want to? Was it like a bet, or was there some inner desire, or
yeah, a bet. Yeah. No, I was basically just wanting to kind of go to that next kind of level up on in competitive team tournament is fantastic. Doing well up there is pretty good. So that's basically kind of it. And I'd be sad if my WA boys don't get some representation in there. So I threw my name in the ring as well.
Fantastic. And what was your reaction, I guess, Jordan, to being part of the starting squad? Like, was there like a good celebration among your family and friends, or just like, oh shit?
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy. Like, I was a bit like, oh damn, like that's cool. And then I think Dean, he called me, and he's like, oh yeah, we've also got Locky and Callum, and I'm like, well, 3 of us playing, and then Adam as a coach. I'm like, damn, like we've really gone hard this year in actually getting some WA representation in there. So that's pretty sick. So yeah, was pretty happy with that.
Happy days. How about yourself, Locky? So you said you're a coach back in the day for a little bit there, and obviously been part of the WA scene for a while. What made you want to be part of the Team Australia for WTC?
Oh, well, it's kind of team events are my favourite 40k. It's why I pretty much got involved in the first place. I got dragged into playing 40k because a mate wanted me to play a team event with him. I said, all right, I'll play a team event. Then I liked the team event. Then I kept playing 40k. Then I got in the state team. like you're playing 40k. And then the next step, obviously, naturally, is the Australian team. So working way up. Yeah, Dispel's been a goal of mine since pretty much started. I think it'll be pretty cool, and really looking forward to it.
Hell yeah, that's amazing. That's good to hear. So I guess starting with yourself, Locky, how have you found the process so far being part of Team Australia?
Really harmonious, I guess. We're working pretty. Everyone's just gelling really well and pushing forward. There's been no. Like, you can get involved in some teams and you don't know each other that well, or you're all across obviously the big country we are. You can have issues or personality clashes, and there's been zero of that so far. I don't see any of that happening. Everyone just gels and gets along well. The process has been great. Dean with his admin and spreadsheets is ridiculous. I've definitely not stolen all those yet for WA in future years. But he's the whole process has been great and been really enjoying it, and looking for the cream on the top next month.
Hell yeah, that's good to hear. So, to maybe starting yourself, Jordan, how has like the practice schedule been like? Has it been like just weekly calls, or has it been like playing games? Like, what's been the process like being part of Team Oz?
I think we try and do a call every week, and then when there's updates and stuff, we've basically had another call or so. And then there's been times, people haven't made one call or another, so we've scheduled another call, kind of stuff like that. So it's usually 1 to 2 calls a week we've been having with the team, which is good, keeping everyone on track. In terms of practice games, I know people go hard as basically they can with busy lives and that sort of stuff, but I think at this point in time, people are basically trying to play a game on their free day every day. So, it's looking pretty good. But weekends are basically for practice at the moment. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, what does it look like for you, Jordan? Have you been trying to play like
me personally?
Yeah. What does it look like for you? Is it been like a game every day, or like via TTS, or visiting people's houses?
Yeah, but basically, when I'm free, I'm trying to schedule in games. So it's it's roughly kind of been looking about 3-ish games or so a week, trying to fit in. But life is kind of hard for that stuff over here. So. But basically trying to get as many reps in as possible, because practice, especially with Pariah Nexus and the way that shook a little bit stuff up, is key.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely shook things up. And look at my tagline being 40 primary round 5 gamer. Obviously, just skill. Absolutely.
Yeah, 20 round 4.
Secret missions are a skill, absolute skill. Definitely not luck or just the game itself. But anyways, I digress. So, Locky, how about yourself? What has the practice schedule been like for you? Like, has it been, I guess, a similar 3-4 games a week, or even more?
Yeah, like 3-4 games a day, pretty much at this stage. It's been pretty.
Okay.
I had a game lined up tonight, but my opponent had to bail on me. Pretty dog bloke.
You had an interview or something, yeah.
Yeah, had an interview. I definitely didn't forget about it either.
Yeah, I had the same actually. My opponent bailed because I had an interview.
Yeah, what a fuckwit! Who schedules an interview during WTC prep season? Absolute dog.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'd say probably 4 games an average is what we're going at for the last. Yeah, at least 4 games, maybe plus in the last month or so. Yeah, but I'd say pretty much this year I've played a lot more games than I usually do. And leading up to obviously ATC, we played a fair few games, and then I think I had promised the missus I would not touch 40k for 2 weeks afterwards. Had to abide by that, and then but then I said, "Oh wow, there's this new rules coming out, so I better get back involved." Back in games.
Yeah, and you caught up for lost time, I'm sure, and like double the amount. I'm sure that you're playing maybe before.
Oh yeah. I think the week back I played 7 games, but I've been playing hard since go, but.
More than fair. So, what was practice normally like for you guys? Like, obviously, you got a contingent of 4 guys traveling over for WA, but have you got like a school of maybe ex-WA team championship players practicing at the one house and getting data and information, or is it a very tight, secretive community with non-disclosure agreements signed and I don't know, blood packs on the wall? What's going on? Maybe start with yourself, Jordan. Like, what's been the sort of culture been? Maybe if Jordan's internet catches up. See, I probably
I heard most of
word,
that
right?
question, so I'll let Locky answer it since he probably heard all of it.
Yeah, so Locky, what's like the practice regime's been? Has it been like invite only people, or
yeah, super secretive, like we absolute conspiracy circle, Illuminati? No, we're pretty open. Everyone in the WA community we're pretty open. We've got a large gaming group called the Juggernauts, which we just more or less have just gone around collecting people willy-nilly across the state. Now it seems like it's half the state is involved in it, and we just send messages out in that group chat and just get games rolling and chat about ideas. Other than that, we're constantly just chatting and talking in our own little bubble, and we have our own little chat between Jordan, myself, Callum, and Adam, just to sort games and play regularly. On top of that, but yeah, nothing secretive, nothing. We're just playing games, pretty open, asking for feedback. Yeah.
More than fair. Handing over to yourself, Jordan, that looks like your internet's back online. How have you found the process in being part of the Team Australia camp versus your WA team championships and preparing for ANZTC? Has it been a lot more intense in some ways, or less intense? Like, how have you found it?
It definitely feels a lot more like involved. I kind of would describe it like. Dean does a very good job of keeping people kind of on track and checking in on people basically with weekly calls and can you make this, can you make that, can you do this, can you do that kind of stuff. So it's a lot more, I think, involved than like on a state level. That, and you get basically the best of the best kind of thing. So you kind of when people talk, you kind of listen, especially when they're giving opinions about, certain armies or, play styles or people or whatever, like stuff like that. Especially people, I think, is the difference there. Whereas at an estate level, you kind of, we'll do the best we can kind of thing. But at like the country kind of level, it feels much like we got to be prepared for this, we got to be prepared for that, we got to do this, we got to do that kind of stuff. That, and there's just like a kind of a more macro strategy kind of involved than at the state level as well. So a lot more involved, I think.
That sounds fair. Like a lot more, I guess, intense practice and involved. You mentioned there, Jordan, talking about people. So could you elaborate further on what that means? Like talking about people?
Oh yeah, it's just like people know. At a state level, you might go, who is this, random person from, I don't know, let's just say like Poland, right? But then at the Australia level, you go, I know that person. I played against this person, especially people with like experience. And they're like, we should look at what this guy's doing. We should look at what that guy's doing. We should look at this guy from France. We should look at this guy from wherever, especially when it comes to, things like, have you seen this team tournament, or have you seen, this kind of stuff? And at the kind of state level, I feel like, you kind of throw that out the window a little bit, and you kind of go with what you know. But at the kind of Australia level, you get the people who are involved, and especially people with experience, that kind of lead the way in that.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. And I guess like talking more about the international scene. So Locky, you mentioned before you were at the World Championships of Warhammer. How did you find that international competition for yourself, being over there for the first time, competing against international players?
Oh, that's fantastic. I actually really enjoyed the experience. Traveling for an event overseas, playing against people in different backgrounds and culture is actually great experience. Like at first I was a little bit I guess anxious or apprehensive of like how that would go, whether not only whether I would do well, but also how I'd go against language barriers and all those kind of issues. But it pretty much all resolves itself. Everyone wants to play their best game. Everyone wants to play fair. It's just pretty good, and the quality of games obviously is going to be top notch because no one there is a slouch at all. So every game is playing basically your final for GT back home. So you just got to keep going. I would applaud anyone who gets a chance to do that, to take it with two hands.
Yeah, sounds good. I mean, I don't know. The international scene's pretty soft meta, right? I mean, the Australian meta is pretty rough, and that WA meta is even rougher. So I don't know.
I think
is it
the
really
American meta is pretty soft.
It's a club and seals probably what's going to happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, how can like we could go on a tangent for ages about how soft the American meta is, but we'll leave that up to someone else to deal with. I guess
Yep.
So Jordan,
they probably think we're soft as well, to be honest. So.
Oh, I mean, look, we always hear the statements about how Australian meta is weird as fuck, right? They always play dumb lists and they're stupid and don't work. And then even worse, the WA meta is just even more backwards and fucked up. So, like, what do you have to say, Jordan, to start off? Defend yourselves with the WA meta being weird as fuck. Like, do you have...
the WA meta being weird as fuck. Can you give me an example? Is what I would say about the WA meta.
Look, I don't like. Well, I mean, look, I'll just start with ANZTC. Look, I'm not going to reveal secrets and stuff like that, but in your Blood Angels list, you took Tycho. Like, why the fuck are you taking Tycho when no one else in the world is taking Tycho?
What? He's incredible. Everyone else in the world sucks.
Tycho is incredible.
What can I say? Yeah,
no one's read his data sheet before, obviously.
Yeah, no one's read his data sheet. Yeah, he's one of those like shitty models that no one owns, so we won't worry about him. I think a lot of the weird WA meta stuff is like people kind of play, the fun stompy things a lot of the time. We get a bit of that. So then people take the things to counter the big stompy lists. So it's kind of like I think a local meta stuff that occasionally translates well into the bigger scene. So but I think we see a lot of weirder things because it's what's fun. We've got a lot of those players, what's fun and what's available, I think, a lot of the time.
Yeah, okay. So you say like big stompy lists a bit more casual, but like sometimes, but it skews the meta a lot. So as part of, I guess, your Team Australia prep, have you tried to take a bigger notice of the international scene and try and get a wider field?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look at tournament lists basically every week on all sorts of stuff. So I can see, a wider look on what is generally the, copy pasta kind of layer of a lot of lists, and the kind of general meta. Notice that a lot of people just extreme.
Go on.
The Big Brother Dean is taking him down, right? This must be the only reason for the internet issues, right?
Leaking information.
That's it. Leaked information. That said this code word, cut off the internet.
Yeah, don't mind me. I think I just cut off the. Let me answer this question. I just cut off my internet. Yeah. I don't know where I got up to, but yeah, of course we look at lists like that and the global community. That's who we're going to be playing against. And taking note of what people think is good and what's placing well, and we look at win rates and all sorts of stuff. I kind of think that's part in the way of what you prepare yourself for, but then there's the kind of off meta stuff which probably a little bit more familiar with than other people, to be fair.
Yeah, so I guess talking about the off meta thing, so it's fair to say, I'll say WA lists have always been a bit weirder to even the Australian weird lists. So how do you sort of still take that, I guess, and there's some power in that, right? Like obviously, as it's fair to say, Team Australia traditionally at the World Team Championships has always taken something a bit off kilter and a bit skew, and WA specialise in doing that off meta skew sort of style. So I guess my question is, and I'll get you to answer, Jordan, is how do you sort of protect that uniqueness and skew whilst sort of dressing a more global standardized meta on what's culturally seen as the norm? Is there sort of like some principles you have in place of like, right, I want to still have the things which I think are good and like I respect those, or is there something else per se? Does that make sense? Sorry, I sort of butchered. I've asked a very, very long question.
I kind of cut out a little bit in the middle of that, but I think I got the general gist of the question. So basically, how do you kind of keep that off meta, pizzazz kind of in your lists? Is that kind of the general?
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think when you take stuff like that, it's not necessarily take it because it's off meta. I think it's take it because it assists your playstyle more than anything else, or it's just your general game plan. And talking to things like Tycho, it's like advance and charge is such a such a good mechanic and such a a threat range extender kind of thing that it really plays into a very solid contesting objectives kind of game plan. It's not necessarily that it's off meta, it's that it plays to your strength kind of thing. So I think whenever you can identify something that does that, as opposed to just taking it for the sake of taking it, then that is something that you can just integrate into lists, no brainer, even if it is not commonly seen kind of stuff.
Sure. And is there sort of something in the waters, I guess, I'll get you to answer, Locky. Is there something, I guess, WA specialize in, that you sort of try and look for something off kilter, and like you look for things which are, I guess, different? Like, do you take great pride in taking maybe unique or off meta things, or you just think it's actually good and people are wrong?
Oh, it's definitely the latter. So everyone else is wrong. They're right. But I would say that it's, at least these days, maybe when I started playing, there was definitely an intention to be different and have an alternative list build and bring something that's going to surprise people, be it good or bad. But now I think any sort of, well, at least from myself and a bunch of the others and team representing us this year, it was more of our just organically came, these are the lists we came with. Nothing to, we weren't intending to make anything off kilt, we weren't intending to do anything unusual, that's just what we found were the best versions of our lists. We weren't trying to psyops before the event. Yeah, well, none of that really, just naturally coming out. And back when I started playing, my first competitive army was termites, Admech termites. So I just ran Admech termites, lots of them, and then I'd win turn one or not, because people can't deal with 6 Admech termites in the front line. And then after that, I played Rhines, so Crusader gunships, which no one else was playing at the time, and so forth. But then come 9th edition, got a bit more on the actual meta curve and just a bit of a filthy meta chaser at that point, but with my own twist.
That's okay. I can't defend myself as either. As someone being a snowflake, I'm very much one who chases the meta and always like a strong army, but that's okay. We still always like a little unique flavor, and it's cool to hear that. I guess that scene you take great pride in. You think, look, it's just good, and like we don't conform to the norm of what Better Monday may be saying on Reddit, or those YouTube influencers say this is the best unit. You look at something yourself, and then you make your own decisions, which is amazing. So before, at the start of the show, you listed off, I guess, a list of WA's famous personnel who have attended the ETC and WTC. I'm going to ask yourself, Jordan, have you reached out to Captain Redbeard or Pete Platel or Michael Bask and other past Perth/WA attendees for advice about attending the WTC? Because I'm sure it's quite an intimidating experience to be attending or be part of the Team Australia.
I've never heard of those people before.
Objective who?
No, of course. We're in WA. I know everyone in WA. So, yes, and if you know Pete, very long lengths about everything. If you get into conversation with that man, you'll be stuck there for 8 hours. and all of his experience in WTC and all that sort of stuff, getting kind of prepared for that. He's got nothing but positive things to say about it. In terms of like strategy and stuff like that, it's probably a little bit light on that. But in terms of having a great time, like he's all over for that. I think strategy is probably much dependent on probably the edition and that kind of stuff like that, and as opposed to that kind of stuff. But definitely talked to the people who've gone before, and they all rave about how good it is and how much of good experience you'll have. So
that's fair. How about yourself, Locky? Have you talked to your I guess ancestors or the pillars of the WA community?
Ancestors.
Don't tell them that. I'll have a massive sad. No. If you don't, as Jordan said, if you ask Pete, you get story time. So
yeah.
And then everyone else will just tell you that it's a good experience. There's not really much you had there, I think. Not really.
That's okay. That's all right.
It's I think it's kind of hard to give specific advice in terms of basically anything without the context of the current meta / edition /
Yeah, it doesn't also Mike's TO doesn't really play too much anymore. Tom White, who's in and out, he'll come back for 2 months and disappear for 10. Pete's taking a bit of a sabbatical from 40k, and Jake is in Bunbury and just more or less casually playing in comparison. So they're not quite that involved these days. If they're more involved, maybe we'd have more of a meaningful tactics conversation. But other than just how was your time, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's okay. So I guess transferring back to earlier in the conversation, you talked about Dean sharing a bunch of spreadsheets and documents with the information which you may or may not have copied and put some WA logos on top of, and used for
it's already yellow, so it's fine.
There you go. That's a good start. Has there been any words of wisdom or advice that you've received from, I guess, past, not past WC members, but I guess people who've gone multiple times, like Jeremy Martino, Solly, or Dean? Like, has there been any advice or words of wisdom?
Yeah, Solly's given us lots of motivational stuff, like you suck, geez, you're going to lose every game, just those kind of stuff. Really motivational. And they're really direct stuff I probably can't repeat on here, so that's no deal.
Has he told you what it feels like to have your toe sucked? I mean, that's really informative information. So
I've not one. I don't really want to know that answer, to be honest. I get to see many videos of that. Probably owes me a toe sucking. But
we've been told that it's a requirement to go, that we have to suck his toe. So
part of the application requirement, like this is like one of the terms and conditions, as well as your deposit
part of the
to go overseas. Yeah.
It's a bit strange, but yeah.
Oh, look, people have done worse for much less
in the fine print.
But yeah, okay. So back on topic, other than learning about toe sucking and other things about your figures.
Thankfully, back on topic.
What have been some words of wisdom or advice that you received from the other more experienced WTC members?
Not too much direct about the experience of how to approach it. One thing I did learn actually when I was traveling with Liam Hackett, the WCW last year, was he just said to me, like, make sure you're very clear on the ground rules before your game and how you're going to play the game, what you're going to do, and explain every single thing possible to your opponent before the game. And that pretty much overrides any language or cultural barriers you'll hit the game. I did that every game, never had an issue. It was just like you may assume someone's going to play a certain way in Australia because we've all got that expectation about, I guess, our hobby culture that may not be the same in a different country. Like what some places consider a gotcha might not be the same in other places. What some people expect you to explain may not be the same in other places. Yeah, transparency and clarity is probably your two best friends playing games internationally.
That's some great advice, and I think obviously at the international level it makes a lot more sense, and even domestically it'll be very good to lay those ground rules of how you're going to approach the game and what you're going to be doing. Sounds amazing. So handing over to you, Jordan. So I guess before the show we were talking about how this is your first international Warhammer event, and like obviously attending the WTCs. It's fair to say quite intimidating, but like it's fair to say it's intimidating, obviously playing an international stage and stuff like that. So how are you feeling like heading in? Are you like, I guess, nervous, or are you just excited and pumped for the opportunity?
Well, they all kind of suck, so it's probably just going to be a walk in the park, to be honest. Yeah, a little bit nervous, right? It's kind of the biggest Warhammer tournament I've, basically participated in. So a little bit nervous, probably hopeful. More than anything else. I don't think I'm not, feeling the jitters or anything, but I'm expecting good time, and it'd be good to go over there and play some of the best players in the world, right? But you can't play your own teammates, so it's only going to be a few of them. But yeah. So hopeful is probably how I describe things, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, look, the only way you play teammates is in the finals of the War Masters, right? Surely.
Oh, true. Yeah, that'll be the big tournament. WA final. Let's go, Locky.
Round one.
Finals round one. Let's go, Grudge.
Fly to Belgium just to play you, mate.
Yeah, that would be sick. I'll play you, then I'll play Callum, and then Adam on the last round. That'd be
nice.
So is it fair to say you all are playing in the War Masters? I assume so. Well, judging by that comment, yeah.
I think I think
everyone's got their ticket. Yeah.
Oh, amazing! Very good. So, look, that'll just be the way, right? I hopefully the BCP gods and like your team name fixes things up, but look, you never know. Weirder things have happened. So, but
I think there's
hopefully.
I think they confirmed there's over like 500 players, so that would be astronomical, but pretty fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, what last year, like, was it what the Team Australia played Team New Zealand round one? Like, fuck, of course, we just have the same pile and we play each other round one. So, look, sure, strange things could happen again. And then, look, Finn and Solly seem to pair into each other every time they travel overseas for a tournament. So, look, we'll see what happens. Hopefully not, but you never know. Strange things have happened. So, but to get back more on topic about, I guess, heading over to International Warhammer. So, Locky, obviously, you went to the World Championships of Warhammer and played an international stage before. How much does your experience at the World Championships of Warhammer, you think, help you in going to WTC because you've sort of played at that level and stage before?
Probably just removes some nerves, I'd say. Confidence in myself, nerves ahead of the event, understanding of what the expectations are, and how to approach, I guess, cultures and players, and just some awareness. Obviously, I've met some people over there. So yeah, pretty much just takes basically you've already had a warm up, so to speak. So you already had a little bit of a taste. Now let's jump in for the main course.
Hell yeah, that's what we'd love to hear. So heading over to the WTC, so I'll start with yourself, Jordan. Is there any team or maybe a player that you're looking to play at the event, whether it's in the War Masters or the teams?
Any player?
Yeah, any player or a certain team? Like, you just want to
I got some mates who are I got some mates who are a big fan of Liam Versell, so I think I'd take him down a peg probably.
In both height and in the 40k sense as well?
I hear he's huge, man. Like he's probably head and shoulders above me, but
he's only got skill at work. He's about 6'8" though.
Yeah.
But in ways like
Oh, but
daily
no,
or-
I yeah, look forward to playing any well-known players. Basically, I think it's a good time, especially seeing all these players in action. So
Sure, that's fair enough. How about yourself, Locky? Any particular country or player you'd like to play against?
Playing against, I guess, UK or US would be good. Poland, obviously, highly
who won
touted.
UK?
Oh, I'd love a rematch against Manny and rematch against John. That'd be nice to get some W's there, even in the ledger, so to speak. But yeah, any of the top teams, I'd really be nice to get some games into the top teams. So really look forward to any opportunity against them. We don't know our group. I think we find out the groups the day after list submissions.
Yeah, it's like next week or so. So I think it's next week.
So you won't have any of the
Tuesday or
top
something?
level teams. They've divided into like 4 groups. So we'll have someone from Group B, C, and D. Technically, I think New Zealand's in Group B. So there is like a 1 in 8 chance we get New Zealand somehow. 1 in 10 chance, whatever it is. I think there's 40 teams, 40 something.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, including like Andorra and Luxembourg and Iceland.
I want to play Luxembourg, dude. They sound fun.
I want to play Iceland. I know who the Iceland guys. So that should be fun.
The captain for Team Luxembourg, Bolos, is amazing. He's an awesome human being. And Thierry, they're sweet dudes. And then Iceland have got some amazing humans. So, but I'm sure you'll meet them and all that jazz. So good lads.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like Locky, you just want to go all around the globe and just take some scalps, and then also seek revenge from the world champs of Warhammer. Manny and John.
Some vengeance would be nice. And scalps are nice. Yeah. So whatever I can get, I'll take.
Very good. How about you? So heading over to yourself, Jordan. So obviously a big tradition at the WTC of years past is the exchange of jerseys. So have you prepared any jersey exchanges yet?
Haven't prepared any, no, but have spares. So basically swap and choose whoever wants to swap jerseys. That would be basically the plan, I guess.
Anyone in particular you'd like to grab the jersey of, and maybe a signature? If you're that
signature,
much sporting focused?
Someone in particular, and their jersey and signature. Oh, is Stephen Box playing?
Look, no, he might be there for the fitness expo or the gym next door, but he's not playing for the United Nations. No, don't want anyone else.
I only want his, man.
And he might be doing the
War Masters.
the Ringers team, whatever they call them.
Oh.
I did think they were a United Nations team this year, but I digress.
Yeah,
I thought they.
Oh, they're making calls for like players for it. I know that much. I think he was captain of it last year, so he made that again. Don't really know what the go there is. He's not on Team UK this year.
There's no Team UK, so
he's not on Team UK. He's not on the English team.
Yeah, we're so close around the corner to the Olympics and the WTC. Like it's that time of year where England's like, do we want to be England or UK? Like, what's the most beneficial way? So
make your mind up.
Look, if we listen to all the Facebook comments, there should be like a Midwest USA. Like, why does the UK have like multiple teams, whereas USA can only have one team? Look, I mean, those geographically ignorant Americans and other people will leave them aside. But
yeah, man, that's funny.
That's all right. You have to go over to the new Vanguard Tactics studio and just steal Stephen Box's shirt instead. It's like, hey, I'm just a.
I need your signature as well. So.
Yeah, please.
Please, I stole your shirt. Sign this shirt.
Wait, mate, can you just sign this for me? I'm stealing this off your back, literally. But like, cool. How about yourself, Locky? Oh, you go, Jordan.
I think one of the main problems is with playing all these other countries is you kind of, if you like their accent, you start imitating their accent when you're playing. So you might get in a little bit of trouble.
So if we do play against Team France, like you'll start twirling your moustache and like suck with blood.
Oh yeah, no. If he says, like over there, or in that nice roll off the tongue kind of accent. I'm going to be doing that like for all future roles and pointing at units. So I don't know, if they're going to have a good sense of humor, it might be fine. Otherwise, I'll get hit. So
hey, just pronounce your damage as damage.
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 I'll do damage.
Look, if you do pair against the Liam Vercel as you're hoping to do so, like you'll start imitating some French. Oh, well, he's Belgian, but like some very French influenced accents from there. So I'm sure, and look forward to seeing it happen. How about yourself, Locky? So any jerseys or I guess maybe signatures you're looking to aspire gain, if that's a thing?
No signatures, but I'll be hunting any jerseys for whatever looks cool, I guess. Yeah, if anyone's got cool jerseys, and I'll ask to switch, but yeah, not really got anyone on the hit list for that one. Yeah, played as it goes, no plans there.
No, fair enough. That's okay. So I wanted to also talk about, so recently WA, they've got this new Western Australia tournament circuit. So do you mind talking about what the hell that's all about? I've been seeing it, the Facebook algorithm gods have been showing it all over my feed, so I need to know what it's all about.
It's probably due to me stealing half of Down on a 40k and New South Wales tournament circuit information, including all the group rules. No, we're setting out basically something similar to what you guys have in New South Wales, where it's just all the TOs have their own private group, and they've got the community in a public group, where we can coordinate a roster, or not roster, so to speak, a calendar, where people hopefully avoiding clashes, promoting the community events. Like we'd have like some events around the north of Perth, and these guys would never hear about the organisers in the south of Perth, and it'd be a surprise, even though there's like been a big event down there the previous week. So people are a bit, I guess, not isolated in their own little hubs. So we're trying to break down some walls and get everyone working together. And I've gone around to each of the clubs / stores that run regular events around Western Australia, which goes, well, pretty much Perth down to Bunbury. And everyone's credit, they've all been really keen to join and signed up for it. So everyone's on board. We're running competitive games, competitive events and casual events. So it'll be, when everyone posts up an event, they'll be pretty clear which one's going to be. This is 1,000 points, half the score is painting. Cool, obviously casual. Better events, 2,000 points, playing latest prior missions, using a recognized terrain layouts, either GW, WTC, UKTC, whatever have you. That's pretty much where we're at now. We're just trying to, I guess, build the community and develop, play sportsmanship and everything from there. So.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it sounds like a very good cause. And look, it's always great to share various events that go on, and hopefully more people stay inclined. It's like, oh, hey, I didn't realize this event was going on. So marketing and advertising should hopefully work. And look, obviously, for those out of state, they're more than welcome to join. The links for the Western Australia group are in the description below, and I've just been showing them on screen. So if you ever need to travel over to the other side of the globe, what it feels like, for anything other than WATC, then there's some event links and stuff in there. So fantastic. Before we wrap things up, so Jordan, did you have any final plugs or shout outs you would like to make?
No, not particularly, no.
Fair enough. The man said enough already. He's going to take Liam VSL. He's going to smash everyone. American meta is soft. Yeah. That's all you need.
American meta is soft. True. Your word's not mine, by the way. So.
Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger.
I never said that. You don't have me on film saying that.
Yeah, the internet was so bad I couldn't capture it. It was like, couldn't see your lips move. So, how about yourself, Locky? Any final words or plugs or shout-outs?
Obviously just the circuit, you've already mentioned that. You have a comment though from Timmy Barnard. I find that what do you feel about Queensland bidding for hosting ATC but likely pulling out again? I think that'd be pretty interesting if they pull out hosting in their own state. That'd be a bold choice from them, but hopefully they can find a team this year. You know, it must be pretty hard finding enough players to fit a team when you have 100-player events every other week, apparently. But let's hopefully have another good year, and hopefully the venue's nice. And hope to see everyone in the gaming arena again.
Well,
Or whatever else.
Wow.
But no, we don't know what bids are coming in, so their bid's in. But I understand Victoria's putting in a bid. I think New Zealand we're talking about. New South Wales, I heard maybe, but don't know. Tasmania, we were considering putting in a bid, but whether that gets off the ground is another question.
Well, we'll see what happens. I think everyone can agree that we would all love to see an ANZ TC where all states and territories compete. So fingers crossed we can let that happen, wherever it may be. Let's just hope that happens. But any plugs or shout-outs you would like to make, Locky? So obviously the Western Australia tournament circuit, and then I heard, was there some other ones for Team Australia or generally you'd like to make?
Nah, that'll pretty much do me, yeah.
No worries. That's fair enough. If for people who are curious, there is a Team Australia raffle, which I literally got to buy my ticket right now as we speak, straight afterwards. So that's a big, yeah, that's all right. That's all right. That's for other people. That's all right. Helps fund the Team of Oz campaign as a whole. There's some cool raffles to be won, and also support the lads while they're overseas. So I'm sure you guys will be on stream some point, with whether it's via like War Games Live or one of the French streams or one of the other nationality streams. So I'm sure there'll be updates on the Team Oz page during the event for such. I'm pretty sure. I think Dalton's taking care of that, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, most certainly there'll be something set up between him and Dean. They'll have some sort of plan to attack that. There should be plenty of streamers there. I think there's 4 or 5 or maybe more. So
yeah, sounds about right.
Jordan.
Look, the big conspiracy, the big Illuminati have finally got him. He said too much. He's been culled off. So it sounds like it's it's time to wrap things up. So really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your time, Locky, and talking more things WA and like how you guys have been going about preparing for the WTC from a Team Australia perspective. It's been great to talk to you lads for the last hour or so. And thanks to everyone who's been listening. There'll be a couple more, so there'll be another one next week, hopefully with Dean and Jeremy Martino, all coming out very soon. So thanks, everyone, and talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye.